Steve with American Iron Works. I'm going to describe how to install the whip stop. This is a Polyflex hose, a 1/2 inch. We're going to do a release today. Probably go about 15,000 psi. This is your whip stop. This is a 7/8 stainless steel. What we'll want to do is we thread it on the fitting like this. And as you thread it on, it will collapse. When you get to the end like this, you'll have to open it up a little bit with your fingers. So as we go over the fitting, slides over the fitting like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this on down and make sure that my hose is clean, free of any oil or any debris. And I'm going to slide my whip stop up like this. Different applications may be different. I know on this one I need my ears to extend out about 3 inches past this right here. The way we notch this fitting, this hose has to slide off of that stem, and if I was to install this and make this connection right here rigid, this whip stop will actually prevent the hose from sliding off the fitting. So when we connect this, I'm going to have enough slack in here to where this hose can travel 3 inches before the whip stop gets tight, or it'll prevent the hose from coming off. So once I make my connection right here, and I'm going to slide this right here up. I'm going to go ahead and just leave it like this, and I will double up the shackles for my ears here. If we were shaking hands, what you want to do, you want to put your grip portion to where it stops on the rubber. Then slide this down like this, work the slack out of it. We have heat shrink right here. If you're making a field repair, you can come down here on this opposite end. It's nice to, you can take a rubberized tape and tape about 4 inches right here. On this particular one, I'll do both. I'm going to put tape on it, plus I'm going to put my shrink wrap. You want to pull it tight so that it makes this whip stop bite in. Polyflex hose, it's a hard plastic, and we do want to get some type of an anchor on this end. I'm going to slide this right here to where it's in the center. If my whip stop is right here, I find my center there. You can feel it on there. You want about half of your shrink wrap on this and about half on that. You can use a heat gun or a torch. If you're probably want to use a heat gun. It's a lot safer if you've got explosives around you, but we don't have one here, so we're going to use our torch. Does a fine job. Now that'll work for anchoring this. We'll come back in a second. Like I said, I will have to double up my shackles here because the way this hydraulics off of that fitting, it will not allow this to blow off. And what we're trying to test is how well the whip stop will perform once the hose fails. So we'll see how it works. We had a failure on our pump. We had our whip stop on it. And as you can see, it held. It blew out of the fitting. This was a brand new hose. And it was pumping at 16,000. And you can tell how the whip stop held. So it didn't fail over where we wanted it to on the 1/2-inch poly, but it blew out. It blew out right here. That whip stop is warm to the touch. I guess the whole hose is warm to the touch. I'm glad I had the whip stop on it, but it did great on this, I believe that's 1/4 inch. I'll have to talk to Spear Star about how come that failed. But thank goodness I had the whip stop over here on this end where I was working. It blew the pump around. June 30th, 2015, 1/2-inch Polyflex, 15,000. Like the fitting failed to go all at once. It pushed off, it started leaking, so we lost pressure. Wasn't able to get a good test on that. After looking at this, when the fitting hydrauliced off right here, this right here became tight, and the whip stop actually prevented it from blowing off. So again, this right here is tight. And it gripped the hose and prevented it from coming off. You can see our gap right here where we caused the failure. And we've encountered that before. If the whip stop is tight, it'll actually prevent the hose from sliding off. So I'll try it again. We have to create more slack in the whip stop to allow the hose to slide off the fitting.